Every June, something happens in Fort Lauderdale that nobody warns you about when you move here. The traffic disappears, the restaurants get quiet, and half the people you know just vanished for 3 months. And if you're new to the city, you start to wonder, did I do something wrong? Is everyone leaving because summer here is actually unbearable? Drop it on the comments. I've lived this rhythm for years, and I've watched it from every angle, as a local, as a mom, and as someone who sells homes in this market for a living. So today, I want to walk you through what Fort Lauderdale really looks like in the summer, where everyone goes, why they leave, what actually happens here while they're gone, and why, if you ask me, the people who stay might be onto something the ones who leave aren't. So grab a nice coffee, and this one is a little longer. I've got a lot to say about my city. The great summer exodus. Let's start with the exodus itself, because it really is a whole cultural phenomenon here. Starting around Memorial Day, you start to feel it. The country club parking lot has more open spots. The private school pickup line is shorter. Group chats go quiet, and by the 4th of July, it feels like half the zip code has cleared out. Where do they go? Historically, it's the Hamptons, it's Nantucket, it's the Carolinas, it's the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee. Some families have had the same summer home up north for generations. It's baked into how they raise their kids. Camp up there, summer house up there, and Fort Lauderdale becomes the place they come back to in October. It's not just people that are retired, which is the assumption a lot of people make. It's business owners who can run things remotely for a stretch. It's families with school-age kids who want a break from the heat before school starts back up. It's people who simply build their calendar around avoiding South Florida summer, the same way some families build their calendar around ski season. And look, I understand the appeal. The humidity here in July and August is a different animal. The afternoon storms roll in like clockwork. You can almost set your watch by 3 p.m. and look at the sky turning dark. If you didn't grow up with it, it can feel like a lot, especially the first couple of summers when you move here. But here's the thing I want you to sit with. The people who leave every single summer are missing what might be the best kept secret of this entire city. What actually happens here while everyone is gone. So what does Fort Lauderdale actually look like once that wave of people clears out? It gets quieter, it gets slower, and honestly, it gets more like a small town again, which is wild to say about a city with our skyline. The beaches empty out on weekdays. You can pull up to a spot on Las Olas Boulevard that would have had a line out the door in February and just walk right in. Restaurant weeks bring generally incredible deals in the summer because the industry needs the traffic to stay busy. So you're getting 3-course dinners at prices that make no sense for the quality that you're getting. The marina scene doesn't slow down here the way you think. Boating culture here doesn't take a summer off. If anything, Sunset Cruise gets better once the crowd is gone. And you will just see as many boats out on Saturday in July as you would see in January. Just a different crowd. Neighborhood by neighborhood, you feel it differently. Las Olas gets that small town feel back. Downtown quiets down during the day, but still has energy at night. The beach area trades the spring breaks energy for a slower, more local vibe. More paddle boarders at sunrise, fewer tourists posted up all day. And weather-wise, yes, I know it's hot. I am melting here right now. But we also get some of the most dramatic afternoon skies of the entire year. If you ever watched a summer storm rolling over the intracoastal, that deep purple sky against the palm trees, you know exactly what I mean. There's a beauty to our summer that doesn't get talked about enough. I also want to be direct about something because I think it matters. June through November is hurricane season here. And that's just part of living in South Florida. I've been here almost 30 years, so I've been through it. And it's something every homeowner in this city needs to plan for. Not just during the active storm when you hear it on the news, but built into how you think about your home year round. Having your documents in order, knowing your evacuation zone, having a relationship with someone who understands your property and your coverage is not something to be afraid of. It's something to be prepared for. Who stays and why? Now, let's talk about the people who don't leave, because there's a whole population of Fort Lauderdale that stays year-round. And I think their perspective gets drowned out into everybody leaves for summer narrative. A lot of longtime locals stay because this is simply home, not a second home, not a seasonal home. And for them, summer isn't something to escape. It's just another season. The same way someone in the Northeast doesn't leave every winter just because it's cold. I would leave, by the way. There's also a practical piece here. Summer for a lot of people who work in this city, whether that's real estate, hospitality, or small businesses, it's actually a season to catch your breath. The pace slows down just enough to get ahead on things. I know for me personally, summer is when I plan out a lot of what's coming into the fall because the calendar finally has some room in it. And then there's a group I really respect, people who use summer here intentionally. They travel, but they don't disappear for 3 months. A week at a beach up north, a trip somewhere else in the world, and then they're back because they would rather experience their own city in its quiet season than miss it entirely. That's actually me. I will say this too. Some of my favorite family memories with my own kids have happened here in Fort Lauderdale during the summer. Quiet weekday mornings at the beach before it gets busy, slow dinners on Las Olas without a wait. There's something about experiencing the city without the crowd that makes you appreciate it differently. Why this matters if you're thinking about real estate. Now here's the part I really want to spend some time on because this is where most people miss the opportunity entirely. Summer is historically a quieter season in our market. Fewer showings, less competition, more breathing room for everyone involved, homeowners, buyers, and agents alike. For homeowners, that quiet stretch can actually be one of the smartest windows of the year. If you're not in a rush to have your market in the home like now, summer can be the perfect time to get everything prepared. The small repairs, their handyman's available, the staging, the professional photos, so that when the fall season brings the buyers back in full force, your home is the one that's polished and ready to go. Not the one still getting it paint touched up. It's also a great time to sit down and get a real market analysis done on your home. Not a guess, not what a neighbor told you their home was worth 3 years ago, an actual current look at where your home stands in today's market. A lot of homeowners wait until they're ready to sell to have that conversation, when honestly, understanding your home value should be part of owning it. Even if you're not selling, don't you want to know what your house is worth, how the market's doing? The same way you keep track of any other major asset. For anyone relocating here for the first time, I would actually argue summer is the best time to visit and really feel out a neighborhood because you see the city at its most honest. You're not seeing the polished, packed out, everyone's on their best behavior version. Well, I'm not sure about that part, but anyways, you know what I mean. You get in February. You're seeing what daily life actually looks like here. The traffic patterns, the way a neighborhood feels on a random Tuesday, like hot today, whether the noise from a nearby restaurant carries at night, that real information, and it's harder to get that clarity during the peak season. I always tell people, if you can love Fort Lauderdale in August, you're going to love it every other month of the year. Because August is the honest version of this city. February is the version where it is best outfit, and for families thinking about moving here, this is actually when it's the easiest to get a true sense of school zones, commute times, and neighborhood pace, without the seasonal noise clouding your judgment. The bigger picture. I think what I want people to take away from this video is that Fort Lauderdale in the summer isn't a version of the city to avoid. It's a version of the city to understand. Every place has its rhythm. Ours happen to include the stretch where a lot of familiar faces just disappear for a few months, and the city excels a little. And whether you're someone who leaves every year, someone who never left once, or someone considering making this place home for the first time, knowing this rhythm helps you make better decisions about your calendar, about your home, about how you experience the city and your life. This is my city. I have raised my family here, I have built my business here, and I have watched it change through every season for years. And if there's one thing I know for certain, is that the people who really understand Fort Lauderdale are the ones who have seen it in August, not just in February. So tell me, are you team I leave every summer, or are you team I stay and enjoy the quiet? Drop it in the comments below. I genuinely want to know which camp you're in, and if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in the city of Fort Lauderdale, any season, any time of the year, reach out to me. I would love to help and navigate it with you and show you this city the way I actually see it. I will see you in the next one.